Have you ever saved a photo to Google Photos, streamed a movie on Netflix, or sent an email from your phone? If you have, you've already used cloud computing, and you probably didn't even realize it. But what exactly is the cloud? Is it some magical place floating in the sky? Is it just someone else's computer? And why does every company on the planet seem to be moving to it? Today we're going to break all of that down in plain English. No tech degree required. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what cloud computing is, why it matters, and how it affects your everyday life, and maybe even your career. Welcome to Cyber Simply Explained, the channel where we take complicated tech topics and make them easy for everyone to understand. I'm glad you're here. If you're new here, this channel is for you. If you're just getting started with tech, thinking about switching careers into IT or cybersecurity, running a small business, or just curious about how the digital world works, today's topic is cloud computing. It's one of those buzzwords you hear everywhere, but most explanations are either too technical or too vague. We're going to fix that right now. Let's start with the most basic question. What is the cloud? Here's the simplest way to think about it. The cloud is just a collection of computers, servers that are stored in large buildings called data centers, and you access them over the internet. That's it. The cloud is not floating in the sky. It's not magic. It's physical computers owned by companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft sitting in warehouses around the world, and you rent access to them. Think of it like electricity. You don't generate your own electricity at home. You plug into the power grid and pay for what you use. Cloud computing works the same way. Instead of buying and maintaining your own servers, you plug into someone else's infrastructure and pay for what you use. Before the cloud existed, if a company wanted to run software or store data, they had to buy their own servers, set them up in their own building, hire people to maintain them, and pay for all of it up front. That was expensive, slow, and complicated. The cloud changed all of that. Now, not all cloud services are the same. There are three main types, and understanding them will help you make sense of a lot of tech conversations. The first type is called Infrastructure as a Service, or IaaS. This is the most basic level. You're renting raw computing power, servers, storage, and networking over the internet. You still have to set up and manage the software yourself, but you don't have to buy the physical hardware. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, is the biggest example of this. The second type is Platform as a Service, or PaaS. This goes one step further. The cloud provider gives you not just the hardware, but also the tools and environment you need to build and run applications. Developers love this because they can focus on writing code without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. Google App Engine is a good example. The third type is Software as a Service, or SaaS. This is what most regular people use every day. The cloud provider handles everything, the hardware, the software, the updates, and you just log in and use the application through your web browser or phone. Gmail, Microsoft 365, Zoom, Dropbox, Salesforce, all of these are SaaS products. A simple way to remember the difference: with IaaS, you manage the most. With SaaS, you manage the least. PaaS is somewhere in the middle. Here's another layer that's worth understanding. Not all clouds are open to everyone. A public cloud is what most people think of when they hear the cloud. It's owned and operated by a third-party provider like Amazon, Google, or Microsoft, and it's shared among many different customers. You're not sharing your data with other customers. It's kept separate, but you're all using the same physical infrastructure. Public clouds are cost-effective and easy to scale. A private cloud is a cloud environment that's dedicated to just one organization. It might be hosted in the company's own data center, or it might be hosted by a third party, but it's not shared with anyone else. And banks, hospitals, and government agencies often use private clouds because they need more control over their data and security. A hybrid cloud is a mix of both. A company might keep its most sensitive data on a private cloud while using a public cloud for less sensitive workloads. This gives them flexibility. They get the security of a private cloud where they need it, and the cost savings of a public cloud everywhere else. So why has cloud computing become such a big deal? There are a few really important reasons. First, it's flexible and scalable. If your business suddenly gets a huge spike in traffic, say you're running a sale and thousands of people visit your website at once, the cloud can automatically give you more computing power to handle it. And when the rush is over, it scales back down. You only pay for what you use. Second, it's cost effective. Instead of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on servers up front, you pay a monthly bill based on usage. This is a game changer for small businesses and startups that couldn't afford their own data centers. Third, it enables remote work. Because everything is stored in the cloud and accessible over the internet, your team can work from anywhere in the world. This became incredibly important during the pandemic, and it's reshaped how businesses operate. Fourth, it drives innovation. Cloud providers offer hundreds of services: artificial intelligence tools, databases, analytics platforms, security services that companies can plug into instantly. This lets businesses build and launch new products faster than ever before. Now, since this is a cybersecurity channel, we have to talk about security. One of the biggest concerns people have about the cloud is my data safe? And it's a fair question. The honest answer is it depends on how you use it. Cloud providers like AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure invest billions of dollars in security. They have teams of security experts, advanced encryption, and physical security at their data centers that most companies could never afford on their own. In many ways, your data is safer in the cloud than it would be on a server in your office. But, and this is important, cloud security is a shared responsibility. The cloud provider secures the infrastructure, but you are responsible for securing what you put in the cloud. That means using strong passwords, enabling multi-factor authentication, controlling who has access to your data, and configuring your cloud settings correctly. A lot of cloud security breaches happen not because the cloud provider was hacked, but because a customer misconfigured their settings and accidentally left their data exposed to the public internet. So understanding cloud security basics is a really valuable skill, and it's one of the most in-demand areas in cybersecurity right now. All right, let's bring it all together. Cloud computing is simply the delivery of computing services, servers, storage, software, over the internet, on demand. Instead of owning your own hardware, you rent access to someone else's. There are three main service types. IaaS gives you raw infrastructure, PaaS gives you a development platform, and SaaS gives you ready-to-use software. Clouds can be public, private, or hybrid, depending on who owns and controls the infrastructure. Cloud computing matters because it's flexible, cost-effective, enables remote work, and drives innovation. And when it comes to security, cloud providers handle the infrastructure, but you're responsible for securing your own data and configurations. If this video helped you understand cloud computing a little better, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. We put out new videos every week breaking down cybersecurity and tech topics in plain English. just like this one. And if you're a business owner or professional looking for voice licensing solutions, check out bkbvoice.com. That's bkbvoice.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.